For Africans.
Our land.
Our land.
Our land.
Our land.
Our fight.
Our fight.
Our land.
Our land.
Our fight.
Our fight.
Our block.
Our block.
Our fight.
Our fight.
Our land.
Our land.
Our fight.
Our fight.
Our block.
Our block.
Our fight.
Our fight.
Whose land?
Our land.
Whose fight?
Our fight.
Whose land?
Our land.
Whose fight?
Our fight.
Whose land?
Our land.
Whose fight?
Our fight.
Africa! For Africans!
For Africans.
Africa!
Africa.
For Africans!
For Africans.
Africa!
Africa.
For Africans!
For Africans.
Africans unite!
Africans unite.
Africans unite!
Africans unite.
African power!
African
For
power.
African people!
For African people.
Black power!
Black power.
For black people!
Black people.
In Black Harlem!
In Black Harlem.
We'll take those. Black power!
Black power.
For black people!
For black people.
For black people!
Black people.
Need black power!
Need black power.
Today we here because we understand whether you're in Harlem, Burkina Faso, Zimbabwe, or Jamaica, we are fighting a common oppression. We are fighting imperialism in all forms, militaristic, financial, justification right here. So we come today in support of the battle against imperialism in the AES, in Harlem, and all across the world. So we'll be having a multitude of speakers, but more importantly, we'll be talking about what's going on in our community and how that branches with the overall global combat against imperialism. So my name is Idrus from the Palava Collective. So let me hear y'all say real quick. When I say we will what, I want you to say we will win. We will what?
We will win.
We will what?
We will win.
We will what?
We will win.
Straight ahead. So starting off, we're gonna have a brother from the Malcolm X Commemoration Committee, Zia. He's gonna be talking about what's going on here. Come on up, let's hear for him.
May 3rd, 2025, and this young woman here is French Fanon's either granddaughter, daughter? Okay, French Fanon's daughter. Okay, she corrected all of us. Thank you.
We too black. Too strong.
Too strong.
Too black.
Too black.
Too strong.
Too strong.
Too black.
Too black.
Too strong.
Too strong.
Shut it down.
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 All power to the people.
All power to
All
the
power
people.
to the people.
All power to
All
the
power
people.
to the people.
All power to
All
the
power
people.
to the people.
All power to the
This
people.
year. Chill. This year.
This year.
This year is the centennial. Malcolm X, Prince Fanon, Patrice Lumumba, baddest shining black men that set us up to walk through the golden age of struggle that was 1960s. Registered and established for us and sacrificed with their very lives just what the stakes of struggle were. Those stakes are the same stakes today. And they demand, their ancestry demands, their sacrifice demands, their clarity demands, their commitment demands that we honor their struggle with our struggle and shake this goddamn system down for everything that it owes us.
Yeah.
Everything. Everything. Everything that our people, in the land of upright people that is Burkina Faso, in that earth belongs to our people walking and living on that earth in Burkina Faso. French, back your ass up. Malcolm said, we don't want no France, we want our land. Get your ass out of France.
African
It
power.
was Malcolm who taught us about genocide. And look at this government funding to the teeth the ethnic cleansing and genocide of the people of Palestine and Gaza and the West Bank. Settler colonialism on steroids. What we gonna do? We gonna accept that? No. We gonna fight that? We gonna fight that? Recharge. Recharge. Genocide. Recharge. Genocide. We did it then. We'll do it again. And we'll do it any time it's dictated that we do that, because that's what principle of struggle requires. Y'all with that? Yeah. Y'all with that? Yeah. Never will we ever stand in a square like this, raising demands and challenges like this, leaving our freedom fighters behind the way we tend to wrongly leave our freedom fighters behind. So we also implore each and every one of us to pick up that demand to free our political prisoners. Imam Jamil El-Amin, black man so feared by this goddamn white man that in 1968, the same year they murdered Martin Luther King, they came up with the Civil Rights Act, check this out, called the H. Rod Brown Act. Look it up. Look it up. Because of the kind of organizer that he was in the tradition of Malcolm, Fanon, and Lumumba. And that's what, and they continue to use those kinds of targeting on our freedom fighters to intimidate you and me to making that commitment and struggle that we need to make. Under no circumstances should we allow the state to hold and keep captive someone like Imam Jamil El-Amin, given less than 10 months to live, died
There's
in the clutches of the
Mustafa
state
Hassan
on
right
our
there.
watch.
I was speaking with him a few minutes
Our
ago.
watch. We can't allow that to happen. So we say, what's the call?
Freedom all!
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 I'll leave you with that. Too black?
Too black!
Too black?
Too strong!
Too strong. Listen me up. Too black?
Too strong!
Too black?
Too strong!
Power to the people.
All power to the people!
All power to the people.
All power to the people!
That's it. Malcolm is the answer.
That's right.
Let's hear it for our comrades. We understand to be a Pan-African means to be an anti-imperialist. Let's be very clear in our ideology. And we understand that means combating imperialism in all forms everywhere. And we understand we have comrades in Palestine that are facing a genocide right now. And they get down with Africans, so we get down with them. So here we'll be having comrades from our outer, Sunny speaking.
Free our people, free them all!
Free our people, free them all!
Break the chains and let them fall!
Break the chains and let them fall!
Free our people, free them all!
Free our people, free them all!
Every fascist state will fall!
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 Greetings, comrades. My name is Sunny. I'm from Al-Auda, the Palestinian Assembly for Liberation. I'm here today because we understand that the same people that are looting and pillaging Burkina Faso and the Sahel region are the same people that are funding the genocidal RSF in Sudan, are the same people dropping bombs on children in Gaza.
Right.
And we say, hell no!
Hell no!
Hell no!
Hell no!
Fuck that!
Fuck that. That's right.
We understand that the strength and unity of our people in Africa, of all people in the Arab world, of our people back home, in the black and brown communities that continue to be oppressed, is a death nail in the coffin of the imperialists and the capitalists. So we stand with our brothers and sisters because we know that they are terrified of our unity. They are terrified of the revolutionary potential that lies in our unity, in Pan-Africanism, in the Pan-Arab world, in all revolutionaries standing together. So I'll leave this with a quick announcement that in 1 week, it's the 77th anniversary of the Nakba. It's been decades since Israel has been raiding Palestine and massacring our children in Palestine. And it's been decades since the imperialists have been assassinating our leaders here in this country, our leaders in Africa, for the single purpose of repressing and oppressing our people and lining the pockets of the ruling class. So we stand with our brothers and sisters here because we know that our struggle is a united struggle. Thank you.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine!
Is Larry on scoreboard party here? Yeah, he's got it. Workers World Party. You know, we got a chant in Palabra, and we say when Africa moves, the whole world shakes. So when I say when Africa moves, I want you to say the whole world shakes. When Africa moves,
The whole world shakes!
when Africa moves,
The whole world shakes!
when Harlem moves.
The whole world shakes!
So real quick, we'll be having a comrade from Palabra, Sadiq, come up and speak about why the support for Pan-Africanism has to be done globally, and here in Harlem and here across the world. So let's hear it for him. When Africa moves,
The whole world shakes!
when Africa moves,
The whole world shakes!
when Africa moves,
The whole world shakes!
comrades, we got motion. We got motion. And it's important. It is so incredibly important that we do everything in our power to support and elevate our struggle that is currently being waged in the AES. I want to spend a little bit of time talking about Coon and sellout African General Michael Langley, because in recent weeks he accused Ibrahim Traore of stealing money from the people of Burkina Faso. In recent days, actually, we've seen him connect with another self-serving opportunist in Ivory Coast, and they put out a statement that said they're working together to bring peace and stability to the region. And I want to be clear about something. I want to be very, very clear. The United States military has never and will never bring peace to our land. In fact, their actual goal is to continue to destabilize us, to continue to exploit us, and to do anything in our power to prevent us from unifying under scientific socialism.
Yep.
To that we say hell no.
Hell no!
And this is why I say we got motion. I want to be clear about something else. The most revolutionary movement in the world and the greatest threat to Western hegemony is currently underway in the Sahel right now.
Yep.
What Langley and mainstream media won't tell you, mainstream corporate media I should say, what they won't tell you is that Captain Ibrahim Traore cut the salaries of all the ministers by 30% so he could raise the salaries of all the civil servants by 50%.
That's right.
What they won't tell you about is the rice and the tomato and the processing facilities being built and invested in so our people can have food sovereignty. What they won't tell you about is the GDP in Burkina Faso year after year after year has been on a rise without accepting a single loan from the IMF or the World Bank. They're not going to tell you about any of this. They would love nothing more than to disrupt the unity amongst Mali and Niger and Burkina Faso. But I want to be clear, these are wins for our people, no matter what Langley and the U.S. corporate media says. These are wins for real sovereignty, food sovereignty, economic sovereignty, energy sovereignty. And I want to be clear, I was thinking this morning about what I was going to say, and I was reminded of a Kwame Ture quote where he said, if I'm not doing it, if my enemy is not doing anything to me, that's because I'm not doing anything. And they are trying to come after our leaders. This is a clear sign that we are winning. Yep. And we're familiar with their playbook, these assassination attempts, right? We saw what they did to Lumumba. We saw what they did to Mohammed Mossadegh in Iran. We saw what they did to Gaddafi in Libya. The list goes on and on and on. but we maintain our revolutionary fervor. We know that our resistance can't be killed. And it's not because we're idealists, it's not because we pray for it, but it's because we study. We know that capitalism is a backward system and it has to fall.
Totally.
I'm gonna conclude by saying one thing in the chant, and it's really the crux of Pan-Africanism. And that's that we will succeed. We will see the total liberation and unification of our people and our land under scientific socialism. One more time, when I say we will what, I want to hear y'all say loud so everybody in Harlem can hear, we will win. We will what?
We will win.
We will what?
We will win.
We will what?
We will win.
Echo what Comrade said right there. Pan-Africanism is not just some colors. Pan-Africanism is not just a race going on. It's who supports you materially. We see with Langley, a black man, but more importantly, a sellout to his own people who's trying to materially decimate the Sahel. And we ain't down with the Sahel. It's intro already. Because they're materially supporting Africa. And they're supporting their people. And speaking of supporting their people and their communities, the Summer Talk movement has a long record of that.
That's
We
right.
have a comrade for the Summer Talk come up, and let's hear it for them.
Got a name. What's her name?
Ariana from the Summer Talk movement. Straight ahead!
Black power! Black people! Black people! Black people! Black people! Need black power! Need black power! I gotta be louder than that. Black power! Black power! Black people! Black people! Black people! Black people! Need black power! Need black power! In our homes! In our homes! In our streets! In our streets! In our schools! In our schools! On our blocks! On our blocks! We need black power. We need self-determination. We need to internationalize our struggle. And that sounds like this big abstract thing, right? But that's what Malcolm was talking about. Malcolm was talking about we're just not out here fighting for civil rights. We are living under a system that is depriving us of our human rights.
That's right.
When people who cannot afford to pay their rent are going homeless, housing is being denied to us as a human right. When people cannot get on the train because they cannot afford the fare, that is being denied to us as a human right. When babies, mothers, fathers, people in our community are going hungry, food is not being afforded to us as a human right. Our human rights are under attack. And we need to understand that that's exactly what this system is about. Denying working class people, poor people, especially black people, of our human rights. And we gotta ask ourselves, what are we gonna do about it? Fanon was asking himself, what are we gonna do about it? Lumumba was asking himself, what are we gonna do about it? Malcolm was asking, what are we gonna do about it? And we have to come up with those answers. We have to look to the struggle that they started and keep that going. We need to fight for every single block, block by block, state by state, city by city, country by country. Black people, we need to begin to liberate ourselves. And we do that by being self-determined. One way that the September 12th movement has been doing that for the past 35 years is May 19th. We shut this block down.
Shut them down.
Shut them down. Shut them down. Shut them down. Shut them down. Shut them down. 35 years we've been doing that. And no state elected official is going to stop us. No cops are going to stop us. Nobody is going to stop black people from being self-determined. Is that correct? Yes. That doesn't sound real. Is that correct? Yes. Is that correct? Yes. Nobody is going to stand in our way. And if you get down with that, we'll see you right here, 12 p.m., May
Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! We say we support the AF, and often you guys here say we support the Sahel. And the Sahel is not just Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, but I want to also speak about a struggle in Sudan going on. Currently, there's two forces, the RSF and SAF fighting. And imperialist powers like the UAE, which is the defense partner of the US, is actively murdering and funding the killing of Sudanese people. And there's an organization, the Sudanese Resistance Front, that has been doing the work, raising knowledge around the fact that it's an imperialist struggle, not just a civil war between black people, as they try to make it sound like historically. And we'll be having a comrade Bazin from Sudanese Resistance Front come up, so let's hear it for him. Woo!
I'm gonna start out with a chant. When I say, if you don't stand for something, y'all will say, you will fall for anything. If you don't stand for something,
You'll fall for anything.
if you don't stand for something,
You'll fall for anything.
if you don't stand for something.
You'll fall for anything.
You see, the reason why I started off with that is because, like our comrade said earlier, Michael Langley, who's a blackface, is spreading propaganda for one of our revolutionaries, Ibrahim Traore.
Shame.
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 And when you see black folks in high places, especially in governmental positions, you have to keep your eyes open. And you have to remember what other folks in these governmental positions, like Obama, did to the people in Africa. Dropping bombs in Somalia, killing the people in Libya, disrupting the revolutionary movements worldwide. And the thing is, you know, if you don't have something to stand for, you never live. And we honor Lumumba, Malcolm X, and Frantz Fanon because they knew that they lived for the struggle. Malcolm said that he knew that he was a dead man already. You know, and understanding when we come to this and we struggle together, that we have to be willing to die for. Because even if they're dead, even if Malcolm is gone, even if Lumumba is gone, even if Fanon is gone, their spirit lives. And their spirit lives through our work. So Sudan is a part of the Sahel. And the Sudanese people are seeing what's going on in the Sahel. They're seeing what's going on in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. And we too need to implement that here in Harlem, all over the world, all across the diaspora. So self-determination. So I say, and it's important to remember, we're not just anti-imperialists, just to be anti-imperialists, but what are we fighting to build? We're fighting to build socialism. We're fighting to build self-determination. We're fighting to build food sovereignty. Because we can't just sit here and say we're anti, but we gotta recognize what are we for. So I'll leave y'all off with this. And the other day, you know, Ibrahim Traore,
December 12th movement, training the new leadership for the next
He saw the
generation.
response in London. He saw the response
That's what
all
we
over
have here.
Africa. And I want to say, when Africa calls, we have to answer. So I'm going to repeat after me. When Africa calls, we have to answer.
We have to answer.
When Africa calls,
When Africa calls,
we have to answer.
we have to answer.
When Africa calls,
When Africa calls,
we have to answer.
we have to answer.
When Africa calls,
We have to answer.
when Africa calls,
We have to answer.
they got me holding the flag right here, y'all. Hey, you know, bro, it's real good. I'm happy that wasn't the NYPD right there. That being said, you know, there's a saying out in Somalia, when the wind is bad and it's windy, that only means our flag flies higher. So with that being said, I'm going to call Suzanne for the National Lawyer Guild, and let's hear it for her.
It is right to resist.
It is right to resist.
It is right to resist Zionism.
It is right to resist Zionism.
It is right to resist white supremacy.
It is right to resist white supremacy.
It is right to resist imperialism.
It is right to resist imperialism.
I want to say that my head is full and my heart is full of everything that I have been able to absorb in the past 2 days, sharing space with all of you. It has given me hope, the knowledge, the inspiration, the reminder of the resistance from Sahel to Palestine to New York, right? And I want to talk about my role in the organization National Lawyers Guild even though I belong to a lot of organizations, and I've been organizing in New York and Yonkers since I was a youth, since the 90s, right? And December 12th has always been kind of in spaces, and I've always absorbed a lot of information from being witness to those conversations. And I want to bring up something that Brother Roger brought up yesterday about the line of Malcolm X, any means necessary, right? Sorry? That same line exists in international law, which tells us that it is the right, the legal right and moral right of people to resist colonialism, imperialism, and racist subjugation.
That's right.
Amen. But I want to recall what Roger said about that doesn't just mean that we protect sort of the right for folks to engage in an armed struggle when they need to. That means that we do everything that we need to do. And as much as we don't believe in the legal system, we still need to engage in the legal system, right? We still need to make sure that the voices of the peoples of the global majority are heard in these spaces. And that's what we try to do by building a base, not just of lawyers, of people and activists who have legal knowledge to be part of a legal movement, to take back sort of the systems of accountability, to take back the idea of human rights and the idea of self-determination and the idea of freedom, to take that back. 2 nights ago, a boat was in the sea outside of the country of Malta, attempting to reach the Gaza Strip. Israel has not allowed any aid to enter Gaza for over 2 months now. And any attempt for any person in Gaza to try to feed themselves, to go to a shelter and pick up some flour, or go to a hospital to try to get medicine, they're shoot to kill orders. Snipers are shooting and killing anyone attempting to feed themselves or to feed their families in Gaza. They are using weapons that are shredding the bodies of people who are trying, to survive. 2 nights ago, the ship that is preparing to go and break the siege was hit twice by a drone that we know came from the Zionist state.
That's right.
All right. And there has been no
outcry
whatsoever.
Not an
That
impact.
is just one example of the kind of impunity that we cannot stand for. Whether it's in Gaza or it's in New York State, in one of these prisons, or whether it's in it's in Haiti, or whether it's in the Philippines, we cannot continue to allow imperialism to act with impunity. And so, we as anti-imperialist lawyers and legal workers, we commit to not only continuing to raise the values of the global majority and the anti-imperialist movements within these spaces, we vow to turn these spaces into spaces of protest, the prisons, the courtrooms, the UN bodies, until we get accountability or until we shut it down and build something else. Thank you very much.
I know it's hot today. I hope you're not tired. No?
No!
They say chants aren't just for y'all to get motivated. It's for people all over to hear. So I hope y'all remember the chant. When Africa moves, the whole world shakes. When Africa moves, the whole world shakes. When Africa moves, the whole world shakes. When Harlem moves, the whole world shakes. So we're gonna have a comrade from La Lucha, Steve Millis, come up and speak.
Comrades, we all know that George Wallace has made it to the White House. It's open white supremacy time in the Capitol. Donald Trump dared to insult the sovereign country of Lesotho before a joint meeting of Congress. That's the sort of racist dog he is. He is welcoming Afrikaner farmers to the United States, and he calls them refugees. But let's remember, it was a Democratic administration that murdered Gaddafi, that turned the richest country of Africa, Libya, where they have now slave markets. The capitalist world market, the trillions of dollars of wealth started with the African Holocaust.
Yep.
The wealthy and powerful cannot tolerate any progressive movement, any revolutionary movement in Africa or the Caribbean. They felt compelled to send 2 aircraft carriers to invade Grenada. That's how frightened they are. Africa has to be the watchword of the entire movement, of the labor movement. When they're cutting Social Security and Medicare in the United States, they're also attacking Africa. I salute this rally as the beginning of a movement to not only defend Africa, but to defend all oppressed people all over the world. Remember, it wasn't just French imperialism behind Sankara's assassination. It was Reagan.
Kennedy.
The Rockefellers owned a good chunk of the Congolese mining giant called Union Miniere. The butchers of Attica had money in Africa. So let us keep the aim. Long live Africa! Long live Africa!
So on Friday and Saturday, I know many of you guys went to the conference. The France Fanon Foundation, Unity for Palestine, and the 712 movement put on an incredible revolutionary conference for the last 2 days. It was truly incredible. So let's hear it for them. And we understand that this is a centennial of Patrice Lumumba, France Fanon, and Malcolm X. So I wonder what everyone has done to continue their legacy. And this is a part of it. But it cannot end here today. So to let you know, tomorrow, the Palaver Collective, alongside with other organizations, is having a Pan-African Summit at Medgar Evers College. If you see our comrade Sadiq who spoke, he'll be handing out flyers. And we're up in Harlem. Now let's take it down to Brooklyn and finish the job. It's very crucial that folks all over in black communities understand what Pan-Africanism is. Because as we say, people know they're hungry, but who has the bread? People know they're homeless, but who owns the homes? And people know they're poor, but who has the money? And we know who our exploiters are. We came here today for a reason. And touch one, touch all, as D-12 consistently says. So tomorrow, 3 p.m., 1638 Bedford, Medgar Evers College, we'll be hosting a Pan-African Summit. So when Africa moves,
The whole world shakes.
when Africa moves,
The whole world shakes.
when Harlem moves,
The whole world shakes.
when Best-Time moves,
The whole world shakes.
straight ahead, we can start dispersing.
All right. May 3rd, 2025. Harlem, State Office Building.
I know.
Blah, 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 blah.